My name is Mira Lee. How could I betray them? I woke alone on a small, isolated island. The sky was gray and cold. Waves hit the rocky shore. I could hear wildlife in the trees. We were a small group of castaways. We hoped for rescue and a quick escape. I said I would make a bright signal. I said I would guard the food and shelter. They trusted me with every ration. I held a small, heavy secret in my hands. My hands shook. I felt fear and power at the same time. I told a lie that would help me survive. But the lie would hurt my friends. I walked to the cliff and looked at the sea. The rescue boat came slowly into view. I made a choice in silence. I cannot hide that choice anymore. This is my voice. This is my truth. My name is Mira Lee. The boat left us on a small island. We were 5 people when the storm hit. The waves were huge. The boat was gone. We were stranded. We had no way to call for rescue. At first, we all spoke in calm voices. We found a place to shelter. I found a flat rock near the shore. I made a small fire. We made a list of food and water. We made a simple plan for survival. I said I could find fruit and fresh water. I said I could make a signal on the beach. They looked at me with tired eyes. I felt proud. I felt useful. I wanted to lead. The oldest man, Tom, trusted me at once. He said, "Mira, you are brave." The young woman, Anna, smiled. She said, "We are safe with you." I took the ration list and the small box of matches. I kept the matches in my pocket. Nights were cold. The wind moved through the trees. Small animals moved near our shelter. We heard birds and rustles from the wildlife. We tied plastic sheets to make a roof. We cut wood for the fire. We split food into small parts. I watched them eat first. I watched them sleep. At noon, I walked to the shore. I looked for a sign of the boat. The sea was empty. I used a mirror to make a signal. I pretended to clean the mirror. I breathed, and I thought about my plan. I wanted to be in charge. I wanted to choose who lives. I told myself this was for survival. I told myself it was only one time. At sunset, a small shape appeared on the horizon. I felt my heart beat fast. I went back to the group and said, "They see us." Everyone ran to the shore. We waved. The sound of hope was loud. The shape moved slowly toward the island. We had one chance. We had a single moment. Then I did something I would never say before. I made a choice that would change all of us forever. I am Mira. I had the ration list and the matches. The boat was close to the shore. We had to act fast. I told them to hide behind the rocks. I told them the boat might be dangerous. I said, "Stay low. Do not make a sound." They trusted me and they hid. The boat came near the shore. 2 people waved from the deck. I felt a cold trick in my stomach. The captain shouted, "Is anyone here? Do you need help?" My voice felt small. I looked at my friends behind me. They looked thin and scared. I made a quick plan. I ran to the sand. I shouted, "We are fine. We do not need help." The captain looked surprised. He moved away slowly. My friends looked at me with hope. Then they saw the boat leave. Tears fell from Anna's face. Tom pounded the sand with his fist. He yelled, "Why did you do that?" I said, "I thought it was unsafe. I saw smoke. I was afraid." They did not believe me. They asked, "Did you see the boat?" I said, "Yes. But I saw danger near the reef." I lied about the reef. I lied about a storm that I never saw. I lied because I wanted the boat to leave. I wanted them to stay with me. I wanted control. I wanted their thanks. I forgot the real reason we waited. We waited for rescue. We had used most of our ration the day before. We needed food and a quick rescue. Now the boat was gone. They cried and asked for answers. I said, "We will build a better signal. We will be safe. We will not lose hope." I promised more than I could do. I kept the truth in my heart. I kept the secret in my pocket. The group grew quiet and angry. They called me selfish. They called me liar. I felt a cold shame. I wanted to tell the truth. But I did not. At night, I sat by the fire. The stars looked like small eyes. I heard a small animal move near our shelter. I thought of the sea and the thin line of the horizon. My mind turned to the next plan. I would make a stronger signal. I would make a new signal by morning. But I wondered if they would ever trust me again. The next morning, a sound came from the sky. We all looked up. A small plane flew far above. It looked small, but it could see us. We had one more chance. I had to choose again. My name is Mira. The small plane made a soft noise. We all ran to the shore. The pilot circled above. He looked small high in the sky. I had to make the signal bright. I had the matches in my pocket. I had the small mirror too. I thought of the plan I kept. I thought of the lie that let one boat go. I felt a push in my chest. I made a quick decision. I ran to the pile of wet wood. I broke some branches and threw them on the fire. I used the mirror and the small broken glass to make a bright flash. I waved a torn cloth. The plane saw us. The pilot called on a radio. He said he would land on the next calm day. The group cheered. Tom hugged Anna. They looked at me with new eyes. Then the truth came out. Anna found the matches hidden in my pack. She asked, "Why did you hide them?" I could not hide. I heard Tom say, "You lied to us. You kept the signal away." My mouth closed. I felt my legs go weak. I tried to speak. The words felt heavy. I said, "I am sorry. I made a choice." They looked at me like I was someone else. I saw fear in their faces. I saw hurt. I saw betrayal. The small shelter felt too small for me. The wildlife around us seemed louder. A bird called and the sound felt like an alarm. I walked to the edge of the camp. I wanted to explain. I wanted to be forgiven. I wanted their rescue more than I wanted my pride. Tom said, "We can try to help one more time. But we must be together." Anna put her hand on my arm. She said, "Tell us why. Tell us the truth." I told them the truth. I told them why I had lied. I said, "I was afraid we would leave me. I thought I would be alone. I wanted to stay with you. I wanted to lead. I was selfish." The wind blew hard. The sea looked wide and empty. I waited for anger and maybe a fight. Instead, Tom sat down and breathed. He said, "We are a group. We all make mistakes. We must learn and share work." He helped me up. The plane would come tomorrow. We had to be ready. We had to keep our shelter and ration in order. I felt a small relief. I felt a new shame too. I had hurt them. I had almost cost our rescue. The next day, we made a big signal together. Each person held a piece. We were louder and brighter. We made our shelter clean and neat. We shared food carefully. I gave up my single share of the last ration. I did it in front of everyone. They watched me. I hoped they would see I had changed. The plane returned and landed on a calm day. A small rescue boat came from the plane. The people on the island cried. We stepped into the boat with cold hands. I looked at my friends. I looked at the sea. I knew I had been a villain in their eyes. I also knew I had a chance to be better. My name is Mira Lee. We left the island together. The rescue people helped us to a larger ship. I told the whole story to the captain. I said I had lied to the group. I said I had hidden matches and guided the boat away. The captain listened and then said, "You told the truth now. That is important." I felt relief. I learned a heavy lesson. I learned that fear can make a person do bad things. I learned that hiding the truth hurts others. I also learned that truth can help a group heal. My friends forgave me slowly. They watched my actions, not only my words. I worked hard to help them every day. I shared every ration. I helped find shelter on the ship. I told small stories and I listened to them too. If you ever feel afraid, say so. Ask for help. Tell the truth. You will learn and grow. This story can help you learn simple English words about the island and survival. Practice the words isolated, rescue, shelter, ration, signal, shore, wildlife, castaway. Remember, honesty builds trust. Be brave to tell the truth. Subscribe for more stories and keep learning.